So today I have the Zoya Delight collection swatches for you. This is the spring collection for 2015. There are 6 polishes, 3 creams, and 3 shimmers. So I will get on to the swatches. So the first polish is Daisy, and this is a slightly pastel yellow with a blue-green shimmer. So here is one coat of Daisy. So this one is a little bit streaky on the first coat. It's not bad. It might be a little bit thin though. I'm trying really hard not to get thicker pooled up spots on the sides of my nails. The shimmer on this looks like it's going to be very apparent in the actual polish on the nail rather than just in the bottle like some shimmers. So there is one coat of Daisy. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of Daisy. I can still see through this one quite a bit. It's still a little bit streaky, so it is going to need a third coat. It's not terrible streaky. If you're not picky, you could probably get away with 2, but you can still see through it. So there is 2 coats of Daisy. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a third coat. So here is 3 coats of Daisy. So this one is completely opaque on 3 coats. So there is 3 coats of Daisy. The next polish is Leslie, and this is a light purple with that same green-blue shimmer. So here is 1 coat of Leslie. This one covers pretty well on the first coat. It does look like it's going to need 2, maybe 3 though, because it is a little bit streaky. The consistency on these isn't bad. They're a little bit on the thin side, or at least the 2 shimmers that I've tried are a little bit on the thin side, but they're not terrible. So there is 1 coat of Leslie. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of Leslie. This one looks like it covers pretty well on 2 coats, but I think it's one of those ones that's right on the edge of 2 and 3 coats, so it might depend on how you're applying it each day, whether you end up having to do 2 or 3. I think right now I'm good with 2, as long as the coats are a little bit, the last coat anyway, is a little bit thicker. So there is 2 coats of Leslie. So the next polish is Rayne, and this is a slightly pastel blue with that same blue-green shimmer. So here is 1 coat of Rayne. So this one covers okay on 1 coat. It doesn't look like it's streaky as much as it just is thin. I definitely think the shimmer is the strongest in this one as well. So here is 1 coat of Rayne. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here is 2 coats of Rayne. So this does not cover completely on 3 coats. I still have some patches, so we'll need a third coat. This is another one that's very close to a 2-coater, but not quite there. So there is 2 coats of Rayne. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a third coat. So here is 3 coats of Rayne. So this one covers completely on 3 coats, and I think it shows up a little bit brighter too. I definitely think this one has the strongest shimmer of the 3 shimmers in the collection. So there is 3 coats of Rayne. So the next polish is Tiana, and this is a mint green cream. I wanted to show this next to Neely. You can see that Tiana, I guess, is a bit more springy. It's like more of a grass green to me, where Neely actually seems kind of muted in comparison. They are very close, but they're definitely not dupes. So here is 1 coat of Tiana. So this one is quite a bit streaky. The formula and consistency of this one seriously feels like butter though. Like, it feels so good going on the nails, so I'm a little bummed that it is streaky. So there is one coat of Tiana. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a second coat. So here's 2 coats of Tiana. This one looks like it could be okay on 2 coats. I'm going to get all of my nails done before I make that determination though, because it is one of those ones that I feel like is walking the line between a 2 and 3 coater. So there is 2 coats of Tiana. I still have a few streaks. You can see them on my pointer finger and some on my ring finger as well, so I'm going to come back for a 3rd coat. So here is 3 coats of Tiana. So this one covers completely on 3 coats. So again, this one has a really nice, smooth, like I said, like almost buttery formula, but it is streaky. So there is 3 coats of Tiana. So the next polish is Lillian, and this is kind of a robin's egg blue cream. The closest one I have to that is blue. So I think blue is more of a true pastel blue, and Lillian seems to have, I don't know, almost like more yellow to it, if that makes sense. So here is 1 coat of Lillian. So this has the same incredibly smooth formula as Tiana did, but it also looks like it's going to be streaky. So there is 1 coat of Lillian. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a 2nd coat. So here is 2 coats of Lillian. So this one is still a bit streaky on 2 coats. It is going to need a 3rd. The formula feels really, really good though. I just wish it wasn't so streaky. So there is 2 coats of Lillian. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a 3rd coat. So here is 3 coats of Lillian. So this one does cover completely on 3 coats. So far these creams tend to level themselves out really well too. So there is 3 coats of Lillian. So the next polish is Eden, and this is a medium-ish pink cream. The closest Zoya I have to this is Kittredge, and I know that I said I was pronouncing it wrong and that it was Kittredge, but it turns out that my label is actually wrong and that the polish is Kittredge. I just have a mislabeled one. But anyway, this is the closest one that I have, and you can see that Eden is much darker. So here is 1 coat of Eden. This covers okay on 1 coat. It does seem to have the same really smooth formula as the other creams. It also seems considerably less streaky than the other 2. So there is 1 coat of Eden. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a 2nd coat. So here's 2 coats of Eden. So this one covers okay on 2 coats. It's not 100% opaque. I do still have some streaks that I can pick out on my pointer finger. So this one is going to need 3. I was kind of hoping it wouldn't because it did seem to cover better on the 1st coat than the others, but it is going to need 3. So there is 2 coats of Eden. I'm going to let that dry and come back for a 3rd coat. So here is 3 coats of Eden. So this one covers completely on 3 coats. The streaks that I saw on 2 coats of this one were very, very minimal, but they were there. So there is 3 coats of Eden. And that is the Zoya Delight collection for spring of 2015. I will link the Zoya website down below where you guys can check these out. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will talk to you later.